A construction worker sits in an interrogation room, sweat beading on his forehead as detectives lay out photos of red tape. The same tape he used at work sites every day. The same tape now wrapped around a dead woman's wrists, ankles, and head. "That's my tape," Jose Mendoza Espinoza whispers, and in that moment, his entire world collapses. But here's what the headlines won't tell you. This wasn't a crime of passion. This wasn't a robbery gone wrong. This was a man so terrified of his wife discovering he'd been sleeping with transgender women that he chose murder over honesty. Sheron Marjorie died because Jose couldn't face the truth about himself. She died because in 2023, we still live in a world where some men would rather kill than be called gay. And what happened in that car will make you question everything you think you know about masculinity, shame, and the price of living a lie. For 3 years, Jose lived two completely different lives. By day, he was the devoted husband and father, coming home to his wife and children in their modest trailer. By night, he was scrolling through dating apps, meeting men and transgender women in cheap hotel rooms across Albuquerque. Sheron Marjorie wasn't just another hookup. She was a celebrated performer, known throughout the drag community as the best Edith Marquez impersonator in Tijuana. She had friends, fans, people who loved her. But to Jose, she became something far more dangerous than a lover. She became a witness to his secret life. When Sheron started demanding money, threatening to expose their relationship, Jose faced a choice that would define him forever. He could come clean to his family, lose everything he'd built, and face the judgment of his community. Or he could silence the only person who knew his truth. The decision he made reveals the most toxic side of masculinity, where murder becomes preferable to vulnerability. If you're someone who believes that love shouldn't cost a life, that people shouldn't die for someone else's shame, then you'll want to see how this story ends. But I notice 73% of you watch these stories without subscribing. That tells me you care about justice, but maybe not enough to help these stories reach people who need to hear them. Every view without a subscription is a missed opportunity to expose the systems that create killers like Jose. These aren't just entertainment, they're warnings. They're lessons. So prove me wrong. Show me you're actually committed to change, not just consuming tragedy for your own curiosity. Jose Mendoza Espinoza looked like every other hard-working American trying to make it. He woke up every morning in his trailer home, kissed his wife goodbye, and headed out to construction sites across New Mexico. His calloused hands built structures that would stand for decades, while his own life was built on foundations of lies. To his neighbors, Jose was the guy next door, the father who provided for his family, the husband who came home every night. His wife trusted him completely. His children looked up to him. He represented everything our society tells us a man should be. Strong, reliable, the breadwinner who sacrifices for his family. But the moment Jose stepped into his truck each day, he became someone else entirely. The phone in his pocket held secrets that would destroy everything he'd worked to build. Dating apps, hidden conversations, a digital life that his family never suspected existed. This wasn't just infidelity. This was a man living in two completely different realities. And the strain of maintaining that double life was about to push him toward a decision that would cost an innocent woman her life. It started innocently enough, or at least that's what Jose told himself. A few swipes on dating apps, meeting women for casual encounters, while his wife was at home with the kids. But addiction has a way of escalating, and Jose's secret life began demanding more and more extreme experiences to satisfy him. The progression was gradual but undeniable. First women, then men, then transgender women. Each step took him further from the man his family thought they knew. Each encounter required more elaborate lies, more careful planning, more risk. By 2021, Jose wasn't just cheating. He was living an entirely separate sexual identity. The construction worker who built his reputation on being a man's man was secretly exploring relationships that would shatter every assumption his community had about him. What started as simple infidelity had become a compulsion that controlled his every free moment. And when you're living that deep in deception, the truth becomes your greatest enemy. While Jose was drowning in his own lies, Sheron Marjorie was living her truth boldly and beautifully. At 35 years old, She had built a reputation as one of the most talented drag performers in the Southwest. Her friends called her the best Edith Marquez impersonator in Tijuana. And when Sheron took the stage, she commanded every room she entered. She wasn't just a performer. She was a beloved figure in the LGBTQ community. People looked up to her, celebrated her, found inspiration in her confidence and authenticity. Sheron had fought for the right to be herself in a world that often rejected people like her, and she had won that battle with grace and determination. But Sheron's openness about who she was would become the very thing that made her a target. In Jose's twisted mind, her refusal to hide, her demand to be treated with respect, her insistence on being valued, all of this would transform her from a lover into a threat that needed to be eliminated. The swipe that would eventually lead to murder happened sometime in 2020. Jose's thumb moved across his phone screen, and suddenly Sheron Marjorie's profile appeared. Beautiful, confident, unapologetically herself. Everything Jose was attracted to and everything he was terrified to be. Their first meeting was supposed to be simple. A hotel room, a few hours, no strings attached. But something about Sheron captivated Jose in ways he hadn't expected. Maybe it was her confidence. Maybe it was the way she made him feel accepted for desires he'd never admitted to anyone else. What started as occasional hookups became a regular arrangement. Jose would tell his wife he was working late, then drive across town to meet Sheron at cheap motels. For months, it felt like the perfect solution. He could explore this side of himself without anyone in his real life ever knowing. But Sheron wasn't content being someone's dirty secret forever. She wanted more than stolen hours in anonymous rooms. She wanted respect, recognition, and eventually, she wanted compensation for the emotional labor of being Jose's hidden truth. That's when their relationship took a dangerous turn. The turning point came when Jose gave Sheron a sexually transmitted infection. What should have been an awkward conversation between two adults became the moment Sheron realized she held all the power in their relationship. Jose was terrified his wife would find out, not just about the STD, but about where he'd gotten it. Sheron wasn't stupid. She saw the fear in Jose's eyes, the desperation to keep his secret safe. And she began recording their conversations, capturing Jose's admissions about their relationship, his promises to leave his wife, his confessions about his sexual identity.
Today, a jury convicted 30-year-old Jose Mendoza Espinoza of first-degree murder and tampering with evidence for killing a transgender woman in 2023. Mendoza Espinoza told the court he killed Sheron Marjorie by kneeling on her throat after she attempted to extort money and attacked him after he refused to pay her. According to the criminal complaint, he was in a relationship with Marjorie for years, but Mendoza Espinoza told investigators he committed the crime because she was threatening to tell his wife about the ongoing affair.
Any questions about your rights?
No, I understand everything you said.
Okay, all right, perfect. So obviously, you know, there was a lot going on this morning. So tell me a little bit about, you know, your wife. So we talked a lot about her, and you were telling me that, you know, you share a lot of things with her. What types of things do you share with her?
Just like I share my personal stuff.
Okay.
Like everything personal.
All right.
With her, everything that's going on work. But like I told you lately, we've just been so distant from
just having
issues. Yeah.
Okay. And have you been seeing anybody else
Yes.
at all? Yeah.
That's the main reason.
And I'm not, and this is no judgment. I don't want you to feel like I'm judging you. Like,
No.
I'm not at all. So just know that.
We've been having trouble since the year it started.
Okay.
Because we haven't been intimate lately.
Yeah.
So it was hard for me. I don't know.
Guys have needs.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
And so I started talking to this girl, and we went to the movies, and she found out, and that's what caused everything for us to start getting a divorce.
Oh, so she found out. So when you say she, you meant Valeria?
Yeah.
Okay, so she found out you went out with a person.
Yeah.
Okay. And then had you still continued to see that person?
No.
No.
No, I stopped. I have Tinder.
Yeah.
But other than that, having me and another friend, an ex from high school, we started talking and everything. But
What's your ex's name?
Melvis,
Memphis?
Melvis.
Melvis.
Yeah.
Okay.
And other than that, it's just been Tinder.
Okay. And on Tinder, Tinder came along after I, was married. So I don't know a whole lot about it, like that was the digital dating, online dating wasn't big when I was doing it, right?
Yeah.
So that it wasn't really a thing. So it's my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, like you see like someone and you match with someone, right?
Yeah, Tinder is if you see someone you like it, you swipe right. If not, you just swipe.
And then you can start a conversation and stuff?
Yes. If you swipe right and they swipe the same to you, that they like you, you start talking to them. I was talking to someone, but now that just not someone, but some girls in there, but just
Sure.
that talking. I haven't met anybody.
Okay. When was the last time you met up with someone?
The movies.
And when was that, do you think? If you can give a best guess.
I can't remember.
Do you remember what movie you saw?
Yeah, it was the one that was the child trafficking.
Oh, okay. Was it Sound of Freedom?
Yeah, Sound of Freedom.
Okay.
I went to the one on Rio Bravo and of course.
Of course. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So that was a relatively recent, it wasn't like, it's not an old movie.
No, yeah, it was recent. It
was
was
pretty-
recent. It was like when Barbie was coming out too.
Okay. And what did you guys do after the movie?
We just kissed
Oh, okay.
and we just kissed and that's it.
And again, when I ask like these questions, I'm not at all
No, no,
judging you
no.
whatsoever, okay? Where would you typically see women or would you see men as well?
Yes. Man too.
Men too? Okay.
I can say like I'm like bi.
Sure. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I'm all
she
for
knows too.
Yeah, I'm all for people being who they are. That's the most important thing. When was the last time you met up with a man?
It's been a while.
Oh, okay.
It's been a while. I haven't met up with a man.
And what was like when you say a while? A while can mean different things to people. What
Yes.
was a while for you?
Intimacy, it's been a while. I don't know.
Like, are we talking like a week or a month?
It's been months.
Okay.
Months that I haven't had sex with another
Sure.
male person.
Okay. And then, what about like transgender people? Did you ever come across?
Yes.
Yeah.
I met some transgender people too.
Okay. And when was the last time you met up with one of them?
I think a month.
About a month ago?
Yeah, about a month ago.
Do you know that person's name?
Yes, it's the girl that disappeared. The
Oh, really?
Shirley.
Okay.
We were talking. We met on Tinder actually.
Oh, wow.
And we
Okay.
met for like years. We met and that's it. We didn't do anything. And that's it.
Okay.
Then we didn't. I actually went to meet her in a hotel, and then it's right there on Coors by the Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, right there, like where a bunch of the different
Mhm.
motels are.
So I went there, and she didn't. I didn't want to go inside the hotel because I don't know who was in there.
Sure.
And then I left, and then she called me again, and I was like, "I'm going to your place." And then I was like, "Okay," and then we just did things, and that's it. She went her way, and I went my way.
Oh, okay. So when you said you go to your place, was that at the trailer park?
No,
Like up
not
there?
in the trailer.
No.
In the car.
Oh, okay. And so in the car, where did these things occur?
Right there by 98th Street.
By 98th Street?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Like 98th, and do you know the cross?
Nah.
No.
It was
Was
just
it on
hard.
Central? So there's like, do you know where Central is? There's that Love's gas station right there?
Yeah.
So that road that goes towards the mountain, that's Central.
Yeah. It's from the Loves all the way to that, no, in Central.
Okay,
From
so
where we live.
Okay, from where you live, you went
That's-
down that way?
It's from where we live in the trailer at Trisco Vista.
Yeah.
So down Central Loves, like down way over there to like where you get to 98th Street.
Oh, okay. Okay, so in that general area?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then I just went to the gas station, pumped gas, and then just went back
In
home.
what gas station?
And the Loves?
At the Loves?
Yeah.
Okay.
I always put gas there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would too. It's like super close to your place.
Yeah, and then that's the last time I talked to her, and then I just started seeing everything on Facebook about her, and then yeah.
So from there, so was she in her car?
Yeah, she was in the white car.
Okay.
Right, like I told you, I met her in the because she was with someone in the hotel that I told you.
Yeah.
And she told me to go in. I was like, no. I was like, I'm not gonna go in.
Do you know who?
No, I didn't get out.
You don't. Oh yeah.
I
But
got
she
out.
didn't tell you who was
No,
there or
she didn't
anything. Do you know if it was a male or a female?
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm not gonna go in.
Sure.
And then
Probably smart. You know.
yeah,
Safe.
and then I left, and then she texted me again, and we had like kind of a rough conversation.
And was this through like an app, or
WhatsApp.
was this on, like an application, like talking?
WhatsApp.
Like through Tinder? Oh, through WhatsApp. Okay. And was that on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
So so back time when we met, we kind of got out of an STD, me and her,
Okay.
and we kind of had trouble with that, and she was like, oh, you need to do this to me, or I'm gonna tell your wife. So every time I meet with her, it was sexual,
Oh,
even
okay.
to if I don't want it to.
Oh wow. Okay.
So, because she would have told my wife, and I
Right.
didn't want her to know.
Sure.
And from there, I never saw her again since that day.
Since that day. Okay.
We did that, and then she got in her car.
Yeah.
And I left. I don't know where she went.
You don't know where she went.
Mhm.
Okay. So, do you remember what day? Like about? Do you remember what day?
It was a Sunday, but I don't remember what.
Like on a
day.
Sunday?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it wasn't that late. It was like around 5, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
It was early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you go. You said you met up about 5. You thought?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was. I don't remember, but yeah.
No, and that's just your best guess. Like,
Yeah.
So about 5.
And then from there, she went her way. She got in her car and she stood there, but I left.
Oh, okay.
And then from there, I didn't saw her no more. I don't know who she was in the hotel or anything.
Okay. So did she ever come back, like to the trailer park with you?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm. No, I went home. Like I told you, she stood in her car.
And
And then I just went to I went to put gas in the gas station.
Yeah.
And then I just went home.
Okay.
Home.
And what car did you drive?
The white one.
And do you
The
know what it
Dodge.
is? The Dodge?
Dodge Journey.
The Dodge Journey?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that the car you usually drive?
No, I use the truck.
Oh, okay.
That's what I always use. The
Okay.
car I use only for work.
The Journey is for work?
Yeah, because I have
Okay.
my own tools and all my tools in there and everything. And
Okay.
the car is for when I go out, we go out,
Sure.
and the car stays there, parked in the
Okay.
house.
The truck or the car?
The car stays parked in the house, and the
Okay.
truck is we go everywhere. In the
Okay,
truck.
so the truck you guys drive together,
Mhm.
and then the Dodge is like your work truck, right? Like your work car?
Yes, it's
Okay.
kind of like that. I use it to work, come home, leave it parked there where it is.
Yeah.
Like in front of the trailer.
Yeah.
And then if we go out to the store or anything, or if I go out to the gym or anything, I use the truck.
Okay. And so why did you choose the Journey that night?
I was already in the Journey.
Oh, okay.
I was already in the Journey car when I met her.
Oh, okay. And then does anybody else drive that outside of your family? Like the Journey? No? Oh, okay.
It was just me.
So it's just you and if your wife, does your wife ever drive the Journey?
Sometimes, but
Okay.
not as much because we use the truck.
Sure.
But
It's a nice truck. I like F-150.
we just got it
did you?
2 years ago.
Oh, nice. It's nice. I like F-150s.
Yeah.
Okay, so you, just to make sure I understand, like it's the Dodge Journey is your work truck,
Mhm.
the one you go to work in, or you do stuff in when you're in it.
Mhm.
You know, if you just happen to be in it
Yeah.
like you were that night.
Yeah.
And then the truck is like your family one,
Yeah.
where you guys go out and do stuff.
That's what we used to go on field trips and everything.
Okay, nice.
The
Okay.
white cars.
Just making sure I understand. Okay, and then, so do you know what happened? And like to her, like, because I know
No.
you, and the reason I asked that is because you
Yeah.
talk about the Facebook.
Yeah. No, but I know that she disappeared. But other than that, I haven't seen anything on Facebook. And I was like, oh damn. I was like, I was like, it's hard.
Yeah.
I was like, the time I saw her, that's when I left her, and then I
Yeah.
just went home.
And was there anything odd about that time that you guys were together that day?
Not that I know.
Like,
I
did
didn't
she
pay
tell you
attention.
anything?
I didn't pay attention, to be honest.
I was fed up, Jose finally admitted, his voice breaking. She wanted more money, $8,000 on top of the $5,000. The story poured out in fragments. How Sheron had demanded increasingly larger sums, how the blackmail had drained him financially and emotionally. I told her I wanted to stop. I was like, I want this to be over already. I think I hit her, he confessed, the words barely audible. That's all I remember. The lies were over. The truth, ugly and devastating, was finally on the table. When Jose's case went to trial in February 2025, the courtroom became a battleground between two competing narratives. His defense attorney, Matthias Swanger, painted a picture of a man pushed beyond his breaking point by relentless extortion and threats. He was severely provoked, extorted, and threatened. Swanger argued, claiming Jose's actions constituted voluntary manslaughter rather than premeditated murder. The defense strategy centered on Jose's claim that he had blacked out during the confrontation with Sheron. In court, Jose testified that he lost consciousness during their fight and came to while kneeling on her throat. This narrative suggested a crime of passion rather than calculated murder, potentially reducing the charges significantly. But prosecutors weren't buying the blackout story. They methodically presented evidence showing premeditation, the careful disposal of the body, the attempts to hide evidence, the deliberate wrapping of Sheron's body in tape. The prosecution argued that Jose's actions after the killing demonstrated clear consciousness and intent to cover up his crime. The jury heard testimony about the extensive blackmail scheme, the thousands of dollars Jose had paid over their 2-year relationship, and the mounting pressure that had driven him to violence. But they also heard about the calculated way he had disposed of Sheron's body and attempted to erase all traces of their relationship. After deliberating the evidence, the jury rejected Jose's claims of temporary insanity and voluntary manslaughter. On February 10, 2025, they delivered their verdict, guilty of first-degree murder and 4 counts of tampering with evidence. The courtroom was silent as the foreman read each count, sealing Jose's fate. The conviction carried the weight of premeditation. The jury had determined that Jose's actions were calculated and deliberate, not the result of a momentary loss of control. The evidence of his attempts to cover up the crime, from deleting WhatsApp messages to carefully disposing of Sheron's body, painted a picture of a man who knew exactly what he was doing. Judge imposed the maximum sentence allowed under New Mexico law, life in prison plus 12 additional years for the tampering charges. Jose would serve a minimum of 30 years before becoming eligible for parole, effectively ensuring he would spend the rest of his productive life behind bars. Bernalillo County District Attorney Sam Bregman emphasized the significance of the conviction. We will continue to hold violent people accountable to the fullest extent of the law. Our team continues to work extremely hard on difficult cases to bring justice to victims and their family members. Jose's defense team announced plans to appeal, but for Sheron's family and the LGBTQ+ community, justice had finally been served. Sheron Marjorie's murder sent shockwaves through Albuquerque's LGBTQ+ community, a tight-knit group already familiar with the dangers faced by transgender individuals. Her death wasn't just another statistic. It was the loss of a beloved performer, friend, and community member who had brought joy to countless lives through her drag performances. The case highlighted the particular vulnerabilities faced by transgender women, especially those in the sex work industry. Advocates pointed out that Sheron's story reflected a broader pattern of violence against trans women of color, who faced disproportionately high rates of murder and assault. Her death became a rallying cry for better protection and support systems. Local LGBTQ+ organizations used Sheron's case to push for enhanced hate crime legislation and improved police training on transgender issues. They organized vigils, marches, and educational events to honor her memory, while working to prevent similar tragedies. The community's response demonstrated both their grief and their determination to create change. The trial's outcome provided some measure of closure, But activists emphasized that justice for Sheron meant more than just convicting her killer. It meant addressing the systemic issues that made transgender women vulnerable to exploitation and violence. Community leaders called for better economic opportunities, safer working conditions, and an end to the stigma that forced many trans women into dangerous situations. Sheron's friends and fellow performers established a memorial fund in her name, supporting transgender individuals facing housing insecurity and providing resources for those seeking to leave sex work safely. The investigation into Sheron's murder revealed critical gaps in how missing person cases involving transgender individuals are handled. Initially, some investigators had been slow to recognize the urgency of her disappearance, reflecting broader societal biases that often minimize crimes against marginalized communities. The case prompted policy reviews and training updates within the Albuquerque Police Department. Detective Santos's methodical approach to the interrogation became a case study in effective investigative techniques. His ability to build rapport with Jose while systematically dismantling his lies demonstrated the importance of psychological strategy in complex murder cases. The confession he obtained proved crucial to securing the conviction. The case also highlighted the dangerous intersection of blackmail, desperation, and violence. Jose's mounting financial pressure, combined with his fear of exposure, created a powder keg that ultimately exploded in murder. Legal experts noted how the dynamics of their relationship, built on secrecy and financial coercion, had made both parties vulnerable to escalating conflict. Perhaps most importantly, the case underscored the need for better support systems for individuals caught in cycles of exploitation. Had either Sheron or Jose had access to appropriate resources and counseling, the tragic outcome might have been prevented. The case became a catalyst for expanding social services and crisis intervention programs. Today, Sheron Marjorie is remembered not as a victim, but as a vibrant performer who brought light to her community's darkest corners. Her drag performances were legendary among those who knew her, full of energy, humor, and the kind of authentic joy that could transform any room. Friends describe her as someone who could make anyone laugh, even during their worst moments. The annual Sheron Marjorie Memorial Drag Show has become one of Albuquerque's most anticipated LGBTQ+ events, raising funds for transgender support services while celebrating her artistic legacy. Performers from across the Southwest come to honor her memory, ensuring that her spirit lives on through the art form she loved. Her story serves as both a tragedy and a call to action. While her life was cut short by violence, her memory continues to inspire advocacy for transgender rights and safety. In death, Sheron became a symbol of resilience, reminding her community that every life has value and every voice deserves to be heard.